Hey, this is Dan, and I wanted to talk to you about pedals because the pedal meets the metal, right? And again, this is the Soma Hardtail 29er review, and I have some VP platform, what are they? VP component Vice platforms, and these are awesome. They fit my foot, and I've had these for a year and at least 2,000, maybe 3,000 miles on these and millions of rotations. And about 6 months ago, I rebuilt, and when I say rebuilt, what it means, I took out the bearing. What you do is you remove the pedal by a big Allen wrench here. There's no space for a pedal wrench on this one, right here. You take a big fat Allen wrench here, and then over here you remove this plug, and it sticks in about how do you say, about this far. And then the axle tapers from thin to here to fat all the way over here. And there's a cartridge bearing here, if I'm not mistaken, and another cartridge bearing here, a smaller one. And the bearings, the ball bearings inside the cartridges were good enough a few months ago that I just dipped them in paint thinner, and took out all the old lube and all the dirt, and then I dried them out and then repacked them with Phil Wood's green. It's a well-known bike, kind of like an axle, thick axle, long-serving grease, and they've lasted just fine. And I plan to keep these, and I'm going to rebuild them again. But there's one thing you should know about this is that, two things. These pegs were replaceable, and that's one of the reasons I bought the pedals. So I said, oh, well, I've had pedals in the past where they have these funky little pegs, and these are easy to replace. You just put an Allen wrench here, and then you just remove it. But I haven't had to remove any of them on both pedals. They've been remarkably tough, and you can tell that these pedals have not been babied at all. And then the other thing is that the axle, where it meets the bearing, or the bearing and the axle meet here at the post, does have some wiggle in it. And let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. Let me see here. You see that wiggle? Let me get a little closer. See that wiggle there and the reflection there? Kind of like right up in there. Now that means that the bearings are not perfect anymore, but you'll notice that it spins very freely. And what I do on the trail is that if it gets a little, it doesn't squeak, it kind of creaks a little bit, and it sounds like the bottom bracket, but it's not. It's the bearings. And I put a drop of Tri-Flow here, which I carry in my kit, and then you're good for tens and tens of miles later. And the perfectionist in me wants to say, well, you should get a pedal that you don't have to do that. But the thing is that this has been through the mud and the rain and snow and ice and freezing conditions and moon dust and everything, and it's still spinning like a champ, with just a little love, a little Tri-Flow every now and again. And I wet wash the bike, so there's water in there. But the point is that with a good engineered product like this, engineered to last long, and with a little love and a little Tri-Flow, this will last for years. And there's my 2 cents on it, because anyway, it's just nice to have something you can rely on. And again, any day on the bike is better than a day on the shop. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.